Check here. Make sure my microphone's on and working. Check here. And it seems to be. Alright, let me grab the link so that I can put it out on some social media before I get started here. Okay, Twitter. Let's put it on the Sim Sports Discord and then Facebook. As well. Okay. Okay, so welcome. This is not Mike Lowe. If first thing I want to say, if those maybe got a notification through YouTube, of course, Mike's series on the Detroit Tigers, a long running series that he has where he discusses his sliders. As you may have heard him say in recent episodes, if you've watched it all, he's stepping back a bit. But this is from streaming, and this is Ryan Hetzer, and certainly have been involved in the Sim Sports gaming community for a few months now, and pretty heavily involved, putting some articles out, mostly MLB The Show stuff. I do want to get into some FIFA streaming as well. But mostly MLB The Show articles, and was able to join Mike on a few of his streams and kind of just talk things over with him. I'm in one of the PC gaming leagues for Sim Sports Gaming, the OOTP Baseball. So this is a new series that I wanted to, I kind of have been thinking for a while about a second franchise that I could really get into. I have my St. Louis Cardinals sort of, 162 games, every pitch, every at bat. That's sort of my own thing. That's nothing that I've shared on any kind of stream. It's just my own baby. But I've been searching guys, and something that I really kind of like the idea of being able to take a franchise, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years into the future and kind of build something that I can care about, a bit of a universe. And yeah, I guess the multiverse concept, I mean, I think that name came out of sort of like the Marvel comics, and they call it the Marvel multiverse with all the different, I think that's sort of where that came in my head. And but the multiverse concept in this franchise has to do with the makeup of the rosters. I've spent I haven't really counted the amount of hours, but it's been a lot of time basically setting rosters that have the combination of different things that I have here. It's Bacon's fictional rosters is like the base. And I wanted to use that as the base because those player models are so unique, and so I didn't want to try to recreate player models from that roster set. And I really enjoy Bacon's roster, so that's sort of the base. But then prior to starting the franchise, I brought in tons of caps from legend players, from guys from the Long Balls and Legends series of riding rosters put together. I brought in some current players. There weren't that many current player caps in the vault, so for those I had to do a bit of adjusting in game. But basically, what you have is just a mashup of different some guys from the Long Balls and Legends series, some guys from current live baseball, and for those I used the Diamond Dynasty cards for the live series, and then some of the Bacon's fictional. So it's all a mashup of these guys together. Yeah, it's great. I mean, I kind of lost track of a franchise that I had. Speaking of State of the Franchise Sports in the chat, but I had one going for like 3 years, and I just kind of, whatever reason, let it fall off. And you have to like advance a year in the game, each new game, before you can. So I ended up not doing that, I think, with the MLB 19 version, and so then it became a whole thing. So, but I really am committed to wanting to carry on my current franchise into many, many years into the future. I mean, that'd be awesome to do 7 years and just kind of look back on all that like you've done. So I thought this was something I would care about, just because it's such a mix of different things. And even for the legend players, I used a lot of different variations in terms of the Diamond Dynasty cards. So like for Stan Musial is a perfect example. Of course, Stan Musial is one of the all-time greats, but the card I used was his 80 overall card, his rookie card. So he's only in this, in my roster here, he's 21-year-old version of Stan Musial. And as you can see, he doesn't quite have, he's not the legend that he eventually will become yet. He's got 96 contact against right-handed pitching, which is great, but then the power just hasn't developed yet. So it's kind of, in this particular case, it's going to be very interesting to see. I mean, is he going to develop that power? I mean, I have his potential, of course, probably at 99, I would imagine. But it will be interesting to see, like, will he develop that power? And it's also, he's not very good against lefties, his numbers. So is that something that will develop? Yeah, 99 potential. But yeah, 47 contact versus lefty and only 32 power. So, like, this league is slightly overpowered. To try to not make it too overpowered by using some of the lesser cards. Now the attributes don't match up from Diamond Dynasty to like the game. I found, because like this Bob Gibson is actually the 85 Bob Gibson card from Diamond Dynasty, but I put the exact same attributes in to this cap, and he comes out as a 95. So I don't know, can't really explain that. It's whatever. Yeah, for all the stuff, anything that I found that was over 100, I did use a 99 for that. There's just not a whole lot of those, because like I said, I really tried to not use any of the legend players caps where it was just like the 99 version of the guy. I tried to use like either the rookie or the breakout, or sometimes even the veteran version where the guy's 38, 39 years old at the end of his career. Now, like Bob Gibson here, you can see he's at 99 stamina. So in his card, it was like probably 100 something, 100 plus. So yeah, there's a bit of that. So I guess, no, I didn't really convert it. I guess I just anything that was over 100, I put it at 99 for those guys who were in that category. Yeah, so this is the multiverse concept, and I still have about 10 teams to complete. Each team, it takes, gosh, I mean, I have to import over the attributes from the internet. If it's the live series, if it's Bacon's, I made a separate spreadsheet to kind of keep track of, not Bacon's, I'm sorry, the Bacon's are of course already in the roster. But for the long balls and legends, I had to make a separate spreadsheet to put those attributes into that spreadsheet, so that when I, put them into this game, I have it correct. I have the attributes exactly the same as the long balls and legends series does. So it takes a lot of time, and I've got about 10 teams left to do. But I've done all my spring training opponents, so I'm kind of just taking it slow. Going through spring training. Today we'll play the Mets. DeGrom starting. Of course, it's spring training. I am 6-0, but as you can see, the games have been, 3-2, 3-1, 5-3, 4-3, 5-3, 3-0. So, I've been pitching well, but the bats have not really been that great. And, even though I'm 6-0, these are all very tight games. So, yeah, I guess that's kind of the setup for the league. I'm really excited about it. I enjoy all the different aspects. I enjoy playing Bacon's fictional. I enjoy playing with legends interspersed with regular current players. And so this was a concept and an idea that I wanted to do to kind of bring all that together. And that's sort of the idea, is to bring all the different ways I like to play franchise all into one league. So we got Marty Stark against DeGrom. Now Marty Stark is like the ace of the Cardinal staff in the Bacon's fictional roster, and I have pitched with him a fair amount, and he's tough. Now I'll probably only let him go, just keeping with the spring training mode, I'll probably let him go 50 pitches or 3 innings, whichever comes first. And then we'll go with, of course, bullpen from there. Just real quick look at the roster for myself and the Mets before I start. So it's good. Gibson, Stark. I pulled Jack Flaherty from the live, current. So Jack Flaherty, so this is with current players. His attributes are exactly what they are in the live series Diamond Dynasty card. But there isn't a player cap for him in the vault. So, you can see his facial features. That's not a player scanned version of Jack Flaherty. It's just I didn't put it for guys like that. I didn't put a ton of time into the player model. That's not something I'm very good at. Not something I'm that interested in. So you'll see that throughout with other guys who are live series guys. So that's John Tudor from the Long Balls and Legends. And Myers is another Bacon's fictional rotation member. Oh, I did put in for any player caps from the top 100 that were in the vault, top 100 prospects 2020. Any of those guys who had caps in the vault, I put them into the Stockton is a prospect from the Long Balls and Legends series. The Bacons. I keep mixing the two. Carlton, this is the 39-year-old version, so this is an example of a legend, but he's at the very end of his career. Now, he didn't pitch for the Cardinals at the end of his career. He actually pitched in the Cardinals at the beginning, but Madison is Bacon's fictional. Jordan Hicks, Andrew Miller, Brebbia. Here's another example of a guy that, it's not the exact player scan. Andrew Miller the same way, but I just tried to make it as close as I could without spending too much time on it. The lineup, you've got Willie McGee, Musial, Pujols. This is the rookie version, 21-year-old. Now again, I think in Diamond Dynasty, the card, the same exact stats, have him as an 87. But when I use those same ratings in this franchise, he comes out as a 97. So I don't know. Peterson's is Bacon's Jack Clark from the Long Balls and Legends. Bacon's Frank Jacobs. Wong. So here again, you see a guy that, I mean, it doesn't really look like Colton Wong now that I look at it, but I did the best I could. Yeah, this is the Pujols. It's the rookie cap from the Diamond Dynasty series. Now, I mean, he was Rookie of the Year that year. 99 contact might be a little bit stretching it, but not ridiculous power numbers. Like when he was in his prime, you would think he'd be like 95 or so with power. So I still wouldn't say it's not ridiculously overpowered. I think it's kind of fitting of his rookie year, although it's probably still a little overpowered even for his rookie year. But yeah, I mean, he played left field a lot that year, so they have him as a left fielder. Of course, he can still play first, and he did play some third as a rookie. But in terms of back to the idea of multiple years, like I'm already kind of thinking like, well, am I gonna keep Pujols unlike the Cardinals did in real life, or am I gonna let him go down the road when he hits free agency? Of course, that's like a long way into the future, but. Okay, real quick look at the Mets, who we will play here in a moment. Mets have a crazy rotation with DeGrom and Syndergaard. Now again, with DeGrom, like I put the attributes in the same as his Diamond Dynasty card, like live series. But he comes out as a 99, so I can't really explain, but then of course 96 overall from Bacon's roster, and then Seaver, Dwight Gooden, Syndergaard. Okay. Yeah, I got you on Pujols. All right. Thanks for hanging out, State of the Franchise Sports. I know we communicated some during Mike's stream, so so I mean, you see bullpen, some names: Edwin Diaz, Orozco, McDowell, Betances, Lugo, some familiar names. Some of of course, there are Bacon's guys mixed in here. Okay. Oh yeah, lineup. So you got Strawberry from Long Balls and Legends, Pete Alonso, Gary Carter. So when I set out to make these, I did try to ensure that the top guys were included. It didn't always work out, but I mean, I tried to make sure that like the top guys from Bacon's rosters ended up included, but it's not always the case, because sometimes you had doubled up at positions. For example, I don't know this to be sure, I'm just using it as an example, but if the Mets had like a really good right fielder, let's say he was an 89 or 88 rated, but I knew that Strawberry was the guy I kind of wanted to feature, then that 88 or 89 guy isn't being used, or I may have I may have overwrote him when I put Strawberry into the roster. So there's a little bit of that in terms of trying to put together the roster and making sure that there's a balance between the three different types of guys, from Bacon's, from the long balls and legends, and from just the regular current player pool. All right, so I'm using Mike Lowe's 2.0 slider set. So, Mike, of course, is much more adept at talking about sliders, but he's got 2.0 up in the vault, and more information on those on OS. I think the last tweaks he made were simply to foul ball human foul frequency. I think he bumped that up one, and I think he may have gone back to throwing errors back up to 6 on the infield. I want to say those are the only changes. I'm using injury at 7. I think in his set, he mentioned 7 being a little bit, being more realistic, but also testing depth. I don't know. I found that using 7, I'm not getting too many injuries, but enough to actually impact some of the different seasons in different ways. So, all right. Let's roll. Oh, I did not want to do that. I just put a guy on the 15-day DL who only was out for a few days, but it's spring training, so I'm using 30-team control, so that's why all those notifications are coming up. Yeah, 7's been okay for me. I mean, basically the same. Like, it does force you to work that A-ball roster in and have to sign some free agents. And I haven't noticed it increasing, like, the amount of major injuries, like multi-month, 2-3 months guy is out. But I feel like it does give me more of those situations where guys out a week, 2 weeks, or even just the amount of guys where they're out 2, 3, 4 days, and those situations can also cause a bit of variation in your major league franchise. You got to sit a guy up for a few days. Work in your bench, work in your spot start or bring a guy up to make a spot start and that kind of stuff. Just a little bit more of that with 7, injury on 7. So we'll kind of go with our A lineup here. I've been switching between Velasquez and Molina as my catcher. Velasquez being a Bacon's guy. Now, so far, Jack Clark has been struggling in the spring, and so is Willie McGee, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on that. But, we'll just go with our A lineup here. State of the franchise. What club are you playing with on the MLB level?
Leading off the afternoon for St. Louis, the center fielder, Willie McGee.
Well, Willie. Okay, Pirates, but a fantasy draft, yeah. Beautiful home ballpark. Love that ballpark in Pittsburgh. So yeah, Willie had been struggling, but nice little leadoff knock there. Stan the man. Hitting 420 in the preseason. 423. He's got that 96 contact, but well, I have hit 2 home runs with him, so I think the contact definitely helps, even though his power is sitting only at like 40 something. That's awesome that you've gotten that far ahead, like into 2025 with it. That's really what I'm out for with this. And my changeup. And my regular Cardinal one. We have to get Willie on the move here soon. A little hit and run. Ah. Got him. Wow. I thought he had that for sure. Yeah, I don't know what it sucks your plans got canceled. This whole I don't know what to think about the current state of things. I mean, I was for some reason, even when they said that they had agreed, yeah, well, a little bit of simming, that's like you said, especially if you're out of it. But yeah, when they first announced there was an agreement to play, for some reason I just wasn't that excited. I don't know if I maybe foresaw the fact that there was still going to be a lot of obstacles with the virus, or if it's just the whole weirdness of a 60-game season was kind of throwing me off. But now with all the recent reports, it just seems like big question mark on whether or not this season's going to get played or not. Full count here. We'll stay out of the double play, hopefully. Just strike him out, throw him out.
He's going.
This is DeGrom after all. Yep, there it is. That was ball 4. Swinging in a pitch in off the plate. Yeah, I don't see anything playing out either. I mean, I'm even wondering about, college sports in the fall. Basically nothing like college football and that.
Leading up from that, the center fielder, Brandon Johnson.
So you work in a hospital, yeah, I imagine that's, got to be, stay safe. I'm sure, of course, everyone there does absolutely everything to stay safe. This Marty Stark has a nasty cutter, and he's got really good stuff. I've enjoyed pitching with him and some of the Bacon's fictional stuff I've played.
Batting third, the right fielder, number 18.
Straw man. Oh, not a very good effort out in right field.
Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Pete Alonso.
Pete Alonso. I think earlier in this preseason, he hit an absolute bomb off of Bob Gibson. I think it was the very first spring game I played. I use the little things that I'm always curious about how people do it. I use the adaptive pitcher intelligence. I kind of feel like it's the catcher in a real life game. Of course, your catcher is actively selecting the pitches, and I kind of like the idea of going with it. Now, when I get with 2 strikes, though, I do at times use a different choice. Now, here with 1-2, he wants a fastball up and in, and that's not a bad. The last 2 pitches were down and away, so I will go with that suggestion. Try to keep it up out of the zone, and missed. Now here, if he doesn't want a curveball, so he wants to go double up a fastball, I would rather come back to the curveball. And it just missed. And with 3-2, change up. I like the change up call there. He's might keep him off balance. That's kept it in the infield, but that's going to be a hit.
Batting fifth, the first baseman,
Oh boy, that's a 3-run bomb. I think Rex West. I think he's yeah. That's a Bacon's fictional. Well, not exactly start we were looking for there. Well, let's score some runs. This guy's a good hitter. Bacon's roster.
playing 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Change up. Struggling with that change up 96, 97, and then the change up, it's dropping off the table. That combination got me.
No ball. 2 strikes. Ball. 1 ball. 2 strikes. No.
Oh, got him with the tag. That was awkward.
The third base. Brett Jacob. Ball. 1 ball.
This Frank Jacobs has big time power. Third baseman.
Ball. No. 2-0. Two balls. 1 strike. Two balls. 2 strikes.
I don't know how I missed that by that much. I don't know what I'm doing. That might get out. Yep. This is his 4th homer of the spring already. Oh. Colton Long.
The second baseman. Number 19. Ball. 1-0.
So again, I mean, I know I'm repeating myself here, but like for Colton Long, it's his batting stance, it's his attributes from the live series card. But there is not a Colton Long cap in the vault. So I basically just had to take an existing player, and I tried to just do my best with the look of the guys, but I didn't spend that much time doing that. I mean, I just would tweak a couple little things. Oof. I thought I went around there. I didn't even check it. So yeah, I mean, even DeGrom is the same. I don't think there was a cap. Well, there might have been a cap for DeGrom. Oh, that ball's hit well. Get over that head. Try to score him? Why not? Let's get a play at the plate. No, holds it.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, Ozzie Smith.
The Wizard. This is a long balls and legends version of Ozzy.
0-1.
Ah.
0-2.
Change up again. That change up is tough.
No.
That's caught. Well, we get 2 back. See if old Marty Stark can settle in for a couple innings here.
Kevin. Reynolds.
Hojo. 2-ball. Yeah.
Batting up, the shortstop, DJ.
Man. It's only 2 innings, but I don't think I've ever seen, like, I've probably thrown maybe 10 starts with Marty Stark. And he's, like, just about every time just dominant. He's getting, I mean, it's only, what, 3 hits, but he's been getting hit a little bit here. You're out. Four hits.
Leading off for the Cardinals, the center fielder, Willie McKee. Go. One ball, one strike.
Yeah, I've noticed that as well. With the CPU base stealing.
Ball. 22.
Hey, Willie. Two for two. Yeah, I've somehow, with offensively stealing bases, I've been able to get into a little bit of a groove where I can tend to pick good counts and good pitches, and I still get thrown out, but I find that my success rate is pretty good. Yeah, and of course, yeah, you have to watch who you're running with. 2 straight pitch outs, eh? We'll see if Stan the Man can't turn on one here. 2-0, get a good pitch to hit. Change up. Yeah, now here, like 2-1, I'm going to go ahead and try to run again. I threw over. And Willie's 75 and what, 90? I'll swing if this is a good pitch, though. I gambled that was going to get down. I really wasn't sure, but I just went to third anyway. It would have been a double play, of course, had he caught that. But Pujols trying not to strike out again this time. Double play. Oh. Safe. I thought that was going to definitely be a double play right off the bat. Looked like it was going to go right to the shortstop, but he had to dive. Yeah, he's safe. Getting to the ground pretty good here. Ooh. What am I swinging at there? It's way outside and up. Try to put the ball in play here. That's fair ball. Here we go. putting it on DeGrom. You got to wonder how much they'll even let him keep going. Jack Clark struggling so far. That'll get the job done, though. Only going to send the runner from third. Frank Jacobs. This guy's, when he hits a no-doubt home run, he's got a great animation. There it is. Look at it. Look at it. Can you imagine if somebody did that in real life? He is a beast, though. I think it's 5 spring homers. Wow. Let's see the... Can I see the bat flip again? Look at him. Yeah, benches would definitely clear. I can't believe I said that, and then the next pitch he did it. I'd seen it, you know, a couple times with him. All right, Logan Spence.
Now back, number 19.
I feel like I'm getting a lot of meatball type pitches in this game. Colton.
Ball. 1 ball, no strike.
Oh. That ball's hit well. Cool.
The bat, number 8. Shortstop. Ozzie Smith.
I'm getting drawn in by all the extra base hits. I'm just figuring they're going to throw everything down the middle and swinging it no matter what's thrown up there on those last couple of bats. All right, so Starks, how many pitches? 22 only. So we'll see. He might let him go 4. Ooh, that ball's... Yeah, this is good. Never seen Stark get hit this hard. Of course, I mean... These rosters are... you know, a lot of good bats in them. These lineups.
Number 18.
Wow. Quick inning. So 26 pitches. We'll definitely let Stark throw a 4th inning.
Leading off to St. Louis, the center fielder, Willie Ball.
Yeah, back to like, I mean, real life baseball right now. It's just, I could never, I do a lot of blogging for a site called Two Birds on the Bat. I mean, I'm a big Cardinal fan. And I've been trying to figure out like how to put into words in a blog why I just wasn't. I mean, baseball is, I love baseball. It's the greatest thing on earth, and yet this 60-game season, and I mean the universal DH, although I'm not that opposed to that. I'm swinging at everything now. This is crazy. Universal DH, this man on second base in the extra innings. And I don't know, and maybe it's some of the way it took them so long to even come to an agreement, and some of the bad blood that came out there. I really can't describe it, but I thought that was definitely a little flare hit. Shortstop got to it. Yeah, even once they came to the agreement, I just wasn't excited. I think the 60-game thing is weird. Sort of just this little sprint, and you're not, the divisions are done geographically. The central, east, and west rather than your traditional divisions. I don't know. I guess it's just everything put together, the backdrop of the coronavirus. It's just wasn't excited. I'm still not. And then now to see everything that's going on across the landscape, and teams having trouble getting their test results, and multiple guys on different teams having tested positive, and it's there's a big part of me that just thinks might be best to pack it in and try to start in the spring of 2021. I mean, it's painful to say that in a way, but gosh, so that's still not a fully baked explanation as to why I'm not that excited, but there's a few different thoughts. Yeah, I really did not want to go fastball in there. I don't know why. I just was not blindly following the catcher's signal there. I am gonna get. Who do we want? So a lot of our main bullpen guys are not fully rested, except for Isringhausen. So we've got two lefties, Stockton and Liberatore and Carlton. Well, since this is the first stream, let's take a look at Steve Carlton. That's a little bit interesting. Give him an inning or two.
One ball, no strike.
There we go.
Lane 11, 1-1.
Oh, this is West. This is the guy who homered. I'm not really paying very good attention here. I guess that's the nature of a spring game. Fourth inning. There we go. Yeah, Stark's got a really good loadout. I mean, he's got explosive fastball, the changeups. Actually, his second best pitch, even though he hasn't really been throwing it. He's got a good curveball and a very good cutter as well. Go. Let's have this be your last hitter, Marty.
7, no, settle. 1-0.
Shoot. Beautiful. I'm anxious to read Mike Lowe, of course, who broadcasts on this channel in the past a lot, and the head of Sim Sports Gaming. He's teased on Twitter he's going to release an article tomorrow on the sort of franchise wants and needs for MLB The Show 21, and very anxious to see what he comes up with. This is something he and I have talked a lot about on his streams. It's certainly a huge issue right now in the sports gaming community, kind of the whole franchise kind of being left behind. I think a lot of people feel that way about MLB The Show, and sort of all the different thoughts and energy put into the game is much more for the Diamond Dynasty player. The show franchise really hasn't changed. It's got a lot of issues with it, and all those things are true. And then there was this whole Madden controversy that's been going on. I mean, I've been following it on Twitter, where I guess, I should say, like, I was a religious Madden guy for a long time. I mean, up until I think the last year where I kind of fizzled out was 2016 or 17. Now, for me, a little bit of a personal edge to it, to where, like, the Rams, I'm from St. Louis, and the Rams, the league and Stan Kroenke screwed over the St. Louis Rams, the city, and the NFL, of course, screwed us over as well, and taking the Rams back to LA. And so that really left a bad taste in my mouth about the NFL in general. But I think I still bought the game the year after the Rams left. And just still, though, couldn't get into it. So I haven't really played Madden in a few years, but I have a good knowledge of the series and the history behind it. And I saw that, I guess, they put out just a couple of very quick notes about what franchise changes or what franchise features will be coming to Madden 21, and they were very just basic, very minimal, and people are just flipping out. Fix Madden franchise, I think, was trending, and good for the community. I mean, I think that's actually, again, going back to Mike, that's something he suggested with MLB The Show, that, like, for the guys that are into franchise play, I'm just hitting the ropes here, be vocal, mention the different things, the bullpen AI craziness that goes on, some of the wacky trades that happen in franchise, the fact that free agents are never signed. I mean, all this stuff that MLB The Show franchise enthusiasts should be vocal about as well. Now, coming into this game, I showed before the game, like, I was scoring 3. I'm going to try this. I don't know if it's going to work. Strawberry's got a good arm. 24 speed in there. What was I saying? Oh, that, yeah, it hasn't really been like 3, 4, 5 runs. I think the most I had scored in a game so far was 5. And here we have 8. Alright, so let's go Steve Carlton.
Now pitching for the Cardinals.
So if you missed it before, like, this Steve Carlton cap is a 39-year-old version. It's from the Long Balls and Legends series, so he's not the dominant force he was in his prime.
Playing 11, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Still got decent stuff, though. Back foot slider. Nope. So the point of that whole rambling that I just went on was that keep an eye out for Mike Lowe's article that he'll post tomorrow on MLB The Show wish list, franchise wish list. And I know he used a lot of feedback from the community when he posted a tweet, asking people their thoughts, and I know he included a lot of that in his article, or at least that was his plan to. So I'm assuming he did that. Nice slider. Yeah, it was slider away or fastball up and in. So there we go.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the New York Mets.
Justin Wilson.
Number 59.
So Carlton will go another inning. That was a quick and easy. I'll have him in my bullpen. Obviously, he's not going to be in the rotation considering the other guys in there and his age and so on. So as a lefty out of the bullpen, he'll be hopefully effective. So this is one of the questions Stan Musial, his attributes against lefties are really down on this card. So I just wonder, am I going to need to kind of perform against lefties to get that up, or if I'm not hitting against lefties, will those numbers kind of sag and never quite get up to his Hall of Fame status? It's one of the things that curious about. I mean, there's a base hit though against a lefty. Now, I noticed it said there he has 100, so I guess this cap he does have 103 career homers already, but he's only 21. So he already has 100 homers, which is kind of a good cutter. Oh. Now that pitch right there should have been a home run. Hanging slider. Classic dropping of the PCI, when you get a good pitch, it can be tempting to drop that PCI a little bit.
Ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Oof.
Now batting, right fielder.
Pools with 2 strikeouts today.
The second baseman, Jeff McNeil.
It's a good part of the lineup to have Carlton in there. McNeil and Strawberry.
No.
And then it's Alonso. And that's going to get down the line. Going for 2. I don't want things to get too crazy here with Carlton. I mean, he's a one-inning kind of lefty specialist for me. I don't have a lot of Brian Stockton, a lefty, Bacon's roster.
Ball 1. 1 ball, no strike. High. Ball.
As long as Carlton doesn't give up any runs, I'll leave him in. That's crazy. I canceled. I was going to throw home and then I canceled it, but he was already in his curl hop animation. He just did a somersault. Okay, so we're in trouble here. We'll trade 2 for the run, most certainly. We'll try to let Carlton wiggle out of this.
Ball. 1-1.
Okay. Slider again. Got him. Big out there. Now the home run hitting Rex West.
Off the plate.
Ooh, gave me that pitch. Thank you. Good slider. That's going to stay in. Might even have a chance at the plate. No. That was not a very good throw. But the way that inning was shaping up,
Now back.
if we can get out of it right here with just the 1 run,
Carter. Ball.
I will be very pleased.
Runner, yes. Rerun.
I wasn't even thinking about the runner. Barely got him. Got in though. Oh. It's gonna get foul. Okay, not. All right. Good slider. All in all, not a bad showing for Carlton there. So we're in the 7th.
Roger.
I guess we'll go Stockton. Laurel is still pretty. I mean, his not. Yeah, hold on. We don't. This game's still too close to. So I think I'll go Madison in the 7th, Laurel in the 8th, and Izzy in the 9th. Just to try to ensure we lock down this win and stay undefeated in the spring. Not that that means anything at all. A lineup possibility I'm playing with is You know, Jack Clark hasn't really been doing much. I could always move Pujols into first and play Vince Coleman in left, which would obviously give me, you know, that huge speed dynamic at the top of the order. But Jack Clark's going to have something to say about that, isn't he? That's a crushed double there.
Up next to the Cardinals, the third baseman, Frank Jacob.
Well, here's Frank again. Guy's a beast. Oh. Maybe it's another no-doubter. Hit hard, though.
Ball.
This was Roger McDowell in the game pitching. I hadn't even registered with me. Nine four, 4 for 4. We're going to call that a day for Mr. Jacobs. And there's a utility, there's a third baseman in Bacon's roster for the Cardinals who's got 97 fielding, 91 reaction. So a very nice little defensive replacement. He can play short and second as well. Mariano Castillo. So he'll come in and play third base. That was a meatball. Colton Wong. That'll score another run. 10-4. So one thing. This is Jesse Orozco. With us jumping back to a 6-run lead, you don't need to push. Go guys who are fully full energy. Why not? Get a look at a couple young lefties. That was a ball.
Out. The batter, shortstop, Ozzie Smith. Ball. Playing 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ball 3.
Balls, 2 strikes, count is full.
Ozzie, a little charge into that one. That was a knock. We'll stay at third. That's crazy. I mean, what do I have, like, I have to have, like, yeah, 18 hits.
The center fielder, Willie McGee.
Boys came to swing the lumber today. Slider. Up 4, 6, 3. That's all right.
Your attention, please.
There's Mariano, slick fielding,
Now playing
third baseman,
Mariano.
Bryant Stockton.
Now pitching for the Cardinals. Number 11.
98 from the left side. Big boy. Oh. It didn't hit him? I thought it hit him. Hit the umpire. Check swing foul. Double up inside there. See, I think after that last pitch, a little nice change up. You gotta execute the pitch. Execution more important than the actual pitch. Change up left up there. That's a double. So really twice could not execute the change up there. First one's in the dirt, second one left up. If he executes either of those, it's probably a strikeout or at least an out, some way, shape, or form. Just like in real life, I mean, 0-2 base hits, especially one struck like that, just get under your skin. Well, we're going to get Madison back up after all. He's not recording him out yet. Big pitch here as to whether or not he can stay in this game. Ooh, got a piece. Slider. Good pitch. Got by him and the runner's gonna go. Unbelievable.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Pitch hitting for the Mets. Number 5, John Olerud.
Still have him in the game because lefties coming up. It is a 5-run lead. I could have gone home. I had an easy out at home and I kind of choked it. That's all right. We'll take the out.
Your attention, please. Pitch hitting for the Mets. Number 48,
I think I've seen enough. Now that they're bringing in him, I mean, I know Strawberry's on deck, but let's do. Oops.
Now pitching for the Cardinals, number 32, Corey Madison. 0-1. Oh, 2. Ball. Wayne Flowers, 1-2 to tap.
Fastball. Oh. Two-seamer, huh? There's the slick fielder. Castillo. I think this is Mookie Wilson. Yeah, Mookie Wilson. All right.
One ball, one strike.
Yeah, we got him.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A defensive change for the Mets.
Mookie, Edwin Diaz,
Number 2,
Lenny Dykstra.
Wilson.
That guy's become a bit of a mess in real life.
Leading off for the Cardinals.
Okay, so we'll go Worrell in the 8th, Izzy in the 9th, no matter what the score. Stan the man, 3 for 4. Continues his spring onslaught. That's not going to do it.